I would like to do a quick lesson on just some basics of how to use a ruler and what you're looking to do. First thing I like to remind people about a ruler is you need to really line up your object with the ruler itself. So if I was going to measure this pen, I want to line it up so that the end of the pen is right at the end of my ruler, or at my 0 mark if my ruler has a 0 mark. So it lines up properly. Because if I don't line it up properly, I end up getting a wrong measurement. If it hangs over the end, it ends up being too short. If it's too far into the ruler, it ends up measuring as too long. So when you line it up properly, you can get the exact measurement. Looking here, I see there's big numbers on my ruler. I'm measuring in inches. I see that it's past the 5-inch mark. So that I know at least is 5 inches. I'm going to put a mark right there where it is on my ruler so I can set this down. So it goes to right here. So it's at the 5-inch mark. And then there's these little lines. I notice that each set of inches is broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4 little segments. Well, if you have a whole thing that's broken up into 4 pieces, that's called fourths. So right here would mark the 1/4. Right here would mark 2/4, which is the same as 1/2. So here would be the 3/4 line. So my pen from earlier is 5 inches and 3/4 of an inch. So little marks in inches, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and then you get to the next whole inch. If you flip your ruler upside down, your other measurement is in centimeters. So centimeters are much smaller. If you notice, the inch is about this long, the centimeter is only about to there. There's also a lot more tiny lines on your centimeter mark. You notice one that's a little bit longer than the others. That is your 1/2 centimeters. Otherwise, the little lines you want to count in tenths. It's broken up into 10 pieces. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, which is the same as your 1/2. That's your large mark. All the way up to 9/10, and then you get your whole centimeter. So if I was going to take that same pen and measure in centimeters, I haven't changed the length of my pen. I make sure I still line it up nicely at the end and make a mark where it lies right here. So right before that, that's the 14 centimeter mark. I see that it's more than half. So that's 5/10, 6/10, 7/10. It looks like it's about 14 and 8/10. I can also simplify that to be 14, and I can divide the top and bottom by 2 and say 4/5. Or if you want, you can take this 14 and 8/10 and write it as a decimal. For the inch side, if you want to write these as decimals, you have to convert it because this is in fourths. It's not in tenths. So I would have to take my 3/4 and I would have to make the denominator either into a 10 or into 100. There's nothing I can multiply 4 by to get to 10, so I have to multiply and get to 100. I know there's 4 quarters and a dollar, so I know that 25 times 4 will get me 100 on the bottom. You have to do the same to the top and the bottom every time, so I also have to do 3 times 25. So that'll give me 75 over 100, or 5 and 75/100. These two answers right here are exactly the same. Either one is fine.